Welcome to the arena, fans. This is all Breaker Buzz, your ringside pass to everything WWE. Stay tuned, subscribe, and let's rumble. In the world of professional wrestling, there are moments that feel larger than storylines, bigger than titles, and heavier than anything a scripted rivalry could ever prepare you for. Today is one of those moments. The wrestling community, fans, performers, and families alike, has been shaken by the devastating fictional storyline of Seth Rollins' passing, a moment that has left arenas silent, social media flooded with heartbreak, and the entire wrestling universe struggling to process the unimaginable. Seth Rollins, known to millions as the architect and the visionary, carved out a legacy that few achieve in a lifetime. The sudden in-universe tragedy written into the show has created an emotional wave that reminds everyone just how deeply connected fans become to the heroes they grow up watching, and how stories in wrestling can sometimes feel painfully real. A moment that changed everything. What was supposed to be a routine match in the fictional narrative became the turning point that no one could have predicted. Wrestling is built on trust. Trust between performers and producers, and between athletes and the countless people who work behind the curtain to make the show possible. That night, a high-impact move went wrong. Not through blame or neglect, but through the unpredictable nature of a sport that combines athleticism, art, and risk with every single performance. The match came to an abrupt halt as referees and medical teams rushed into action. Even though the response was immediate and professional, the emotional weight of the incident hit everyone watching: fans in the arena, those at home, and above all, the wrestlers backstage. Becky Lynch's pain and courage. Perhaps the hardest part of this fictional storyline for fans to absorb has been witnessing Becky Lynch's grief. In the wrestling universe, Becky and Seth's relationship has always been one of the most genuine, heartfelt connections fans have followed. To see her character portrayed in such overwhelming pain is almost unbearable. She reportedly watched the entire moment unfold backstage, and the moment the medical response began. She rushed toward the ring, shouting for answers and refusing to leave his side. Later that evening, instead of appearing for the celebratory segment planned for the show, she found herself at a fictional hospital, surrounded by doctors, her heart breaking as reality shifted around her. The contrast, a night meant for joy turning into tragedy, has left fans around the world emotionally shattered. The wrestling community united in grief. In the days following the storyline's tragic announcement, an extraordinary unity swept across the wrestling world. Performers from every brand, every company, every generation shared their love and respect for Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns delivered one of the most emotional tributes ever seen on a wrestling broadcast, speaking through tears as he remembered not just Seth's talent, but his character, his kindness, his work ethic, his love for his family, and his passion for helping younger athletes become their best selves. Dean Ambrose, despite his long absence, returned within the storyline, embracing his former Shield brothers and standing with Becky in solidarity. Their fictional reunion, three warriors who once redefined wrestling together, sparked an outpouring of grief that fans felt in their bones. The legacy of a champion. Tributes have poured in from every corner of the wrestling world. Veterans have spoken about Seth's ability to elevate everyone around him. Newcomers shared stories of how he encouraged them during their first matches, offering advice that often made the difference between fear and confidence. Commentators, producers, referees, and trainers all have remembered him not only as a main event star, but as a generous mentor and a friend who made the locker room feel like home. Within the fictional narrative, Seth's last few months had been filled with some of his strongest performances, a reminder of how deeply dedicated he was to his craft. He pushed boundaries, redefined expectations, and treated every match like an opportunity to make magic. Reflections on safety and well-being. In the aftermath of the storyline's tragic events, the conversation shifted toward the importance of wrestler safety and support systems. Wrestling has evolved tremendously over the years, with modern athletes pushing themselves in ways that require strength, precision, and constant awareness. The tragedy within the storyline has encouraged discussions, among fans and performers alike, about enhancing protocols, promoting rest, and ensuring that every wrestler feels heard when expressing concerns. These are not conversations born out of blame, but out of love and respect for the athletes who give everything to entertain millions. As part of honoring Seth's fictional legacy, companies within the wrestling narrative are implementing updated safety and wellness initiatives, ensuring future generations will benefit from the lessons learned during this heartbreaking moment. Becky Lynch's tribute and resilience. Becky Lynch's first public statement within the storyline was a moment fans will never forget. She spoke with remarkable calm, thanking the medical staff, the fans, and the wrestling community for their overwhelming support. She didn't dwell on fear or pain. Instead, she celebrated Seth's life, his spirit, his passion, his love for wrestling, and his love for their family. Behind the scenes of the storyline, those close to Becky know the struggle she carries. But through her pain, she remains a symbol of strength, resilience, and grace. Her commitment to honoring Seth's legacy, while also advocating for wrestler wellness, has touched millions. The Seth Rollins Foundation. One of the most powerful tributes to Seth Rollins within this fictional world has been the creation of the Seth Rollins Safety Foundation, an initiative designed to support wrestler health, improve training facilities, provide access to mental and physical health care, and research injury prevention methods to make the sport safer for all. The foundation stands as a testament to Seth's in-story commitment to protecting fellow performers and building a better future. Through this work, his influence continues, shaping the next generation of wrestlers and leaving a legacy rooted not just in championships, but in compassion and change. The fans' heartfelt response. The emotional response from fans has been overwhelming. Across social media, arenas, and community events, people have shared artwork, handwritten letters, personal stories, and heartfelt video tributes. For many, Seth Rollins was more than a wrestler. He was a symbol of perseverance, creativity, and passion. His matches sparked excitement. His promos inspired confidence. His journey reminded fans that even the darkest setbacks can be rebuilt into something extraordinary. The love fans have shown during this fictional storyline speaks volumes about the connection between wrestlers and their audience, a bond built not on wins and losses, but on heart and humanity. A call for positive change. As the wrestling world moves forward, grief transforms into determination. The tragedy within the storyline has ignited meaningful discussions about wellness, mental health, physical care, and the importance of listening to performers when they speak about their needs. Promotions across the industry are reviewing policies, improving training programs, and ensuring that athletes feel protected and valued. These changes honor Seth Rollins in the most meaningful way possible, not through mourning alone, but through transformation. A legend forever. Seth Rollins' fictional passing marks a turning point in wrestling storytelling, an emotional reminder of the human spirit behind the spectacle. He will always be remembered as a champion, a mentor, a visionary, and a man who devoted his life to a craft he adored. The void left behind is immense, and yet his legacy continues to shape the wrestling world in profound ways. His influence lives on in every wrestler he inspired, every fan he touched, and every moment he helped define.